Hey, I hope you guys are doing great. Just wanted to take a minute and review the loan scenario that I attached in the email that I sent to you guys earlier. Again, it's just a conventional 30-year fixed rate with 5% down payment. Purchase price in the scenario that I have is $195,000 with a 5% down payment, which would be $9,750, and then the total loan amount would be $185,250. So again, I'm quoting 4.5% today, and like I mentioned in the email, I always build in a little bit of a cushion in the interest rate, about 1/8%, just to allow for any market changes, that type of thing. Interest rates do change daily. Sometimes they can change more than once a day. So when we look at locking in, which will be when you have a signed around purchase and sale agreement with a specified closing date, then we'll look at locking in the interest rate, and we'll lock in at the best rate available that day. So if anything changes for the worse there, I'll definitely make you aware of that. The next line down here is the estimated APR. I have that at 5.15% right now. Basically what that is it takes into account the interest rate and the closing costs in the loan. Basically turns that into a percentage form. So it's kind of a way for mortgage companies to be monitored, make sure that we're advertising or quoting real scenarios. So anytime you see the APR the same as the interest rate, kind of know there's something going on there as far as not quoting fees correctly, that type of thing. So we can review that more later, but the APR is not the interest rate, and it's not what your principal and interest payments are based off of. The principal and interest payments are based off of the interest rate in this scenario at 4.5%. So moving down here, I have the principal and interest payment at $938.63. Again, that's 4.5% on $185,250 loan amount. The next line down here is monthly mortgage insurance, and basically what that is anytime you have less than like a 20% down payment in the transaction, there's what's called mortgage insurance included in there. And that can be built into the interest rate or paid monthly. So in this scenario, I have $103.43 included in the monthly payment. Next line down here is the property tax monthly breakdown. So in this scenario, I'm using a property tax rate of $2,100 a year, broken down into the monthly payment works out to $175 a month. And property taxes are going to vary depending on the area that you look at, and they'll vary from home to home. So next line here is the homeowner's insurance premium. In this scenario, I'm estimating $750 as the annual homeowner's insurance premium. Probably a little high on the homeowner's insurance, but I'd rather overestimate than underestimate. So when you break that down monthly, $62.50 a month would be included in the monthly payment. So again, $195,000 sales price, doing 5% down, with a loan amount of $185,250 at 4.5%. Total monthly payment in this scenario would be $1,279.57. Next section down here is the closing cost section. So the first cost here is the title insurance premium. Basically, what title insurance is making sure that you're getting clear title to the property when you take ownership of the home. They'll also make you aware of any easements in the property, just little details with the property that you may not know about. So title insurance is based off of the loan amount, so that'll vary a little bit depending on what the final loan amount is, and also the company that's specified on your purchase and sale agreement. So both title and escrow are specified on the purchase and sale agreement. So next line here is the escrow/closing fee. And again, that'll be, we'll know who we're going to use based off of who's included on the purchase and sale agreement, but basically $712 is what I'm estimating right now. Escrow fees are based off of the sales price and usually change in increments of 15, 25,000 right in there. So what escrow is basically we'll send all the final loan documents to escrow for you guys to sign. They take care of notarizing all those documents. They also wire the funds to and from everybody's account, and then also work with title and the county to transfer ownership at closing. So wire fee of $30, basically on you recovering the wire fee for wiring the loan proceeds to an escrow company. Next line down here, $535 for the appraisal fee, and pretty standard for conventional appraisals right now, to range $525 to $535. And basically that's just appraising the property to make sure that the value is there with the property. So next line down here is the credit report fee. $23 is what we get charged for running the credit report. We use certified credit. So we'll have the initial credit report that we base the pre-approval off of. And then just before closing, we'll do what's called a soft credit check. And basically just to make sure that the credit still matches the snapshot that we're using for the pre-approval. Makes us aware of any new credit inquiries, things like that. So we just want to make sure that we keep the credit profile the same throughout the transaction. Like I said, this is the credit refresh is pulled just before closing. So just again, make sure that you haven't gone out and bought a new car or anything like that, that everything matches what we originally approved the loan on. So the processing fee, $985, pretty standard. This is how OnQ Financial gets paid, and pretty standard to see a processing fee or some type of a application or underwriting fee. Some companies may even break it up between those two lines. Again, we just show it on one line, $985. Next fee down here is $200 recording fee, and that's basically to cover recording all the documents with the county to transfer ownership of the property. So you can see here, total closing costs $3,111 in this scenario. So and again, I try to overestimate a little bit where I can, just so that way everything at closing is what I've been telling you. It will be or a little bit less. So the next line down here, next section, is the prepaid items. And basically what that is, you can see here, interim interest. Right now I'm quoting 15 days. And what the interim interest is, it's basically the interest on the money for the remainder of the month, which gets you into the next billing cycle. So if we close on the 15th day of a 30-day month, we'd have 15 days of interest in there. You'd be living in the property, and then your first mortgage payment wouldn't be due till the first of the following month. So we close a transaction at the end of November, you'd be charged the days of interest to get through the end of November, and then your first payment wouldn't be due till January 1st. So that number will change a little bit just depending on the day of the month that we close the transaction. So property taxes, I always quote 6 months of property taxes in my scenario. And basically what that is you'll have a period where at closing you'll pay back the seller for what property taxes they've already paid through like December of this year. And then there will be escrow reserves put into your escrow account. So as you're making your payment each month, this $175 is set aside, so when the property taxes become due in April and October, there's enough there just to pay those in full. So so they build in a cushion, because at closing you're only going to have so many payments that you've made before April 2015 comes around. So next line down here is the insurance reserves. Works pretty much the same as the property taxes, but at closing you'll pay the first year premium, and then you'll have about 11 payments before that next insurance premium's due. So that's where the reserves into the escrow account come into play. So if there's enough money there when that premium's due the following year, there's enough set aside in this escrow account just to pay that annual premium in full when it's due. So you can see here the total of the prepaid items, $2,268. And again, that'll vary a little bit depending on what the homeowner's insurance comes out to, and then the property taxes for the property. So once you find a place, we'll pull up the exact property taxes. So I'll have those in this scenario. And then we'll also have the specific title and escrow company. I'll call, get their exact fees. And we really kind of get everything dialed in a little bit tighter. But like I said, I like to try to overestimate where we can, so that it's, when we get to closing, it's at what I've been telling you or less. So the settlement box down here, you can see it just kind of totals everything up. So 5% down payment would be $9,750. Total closing costs $3,111. and then the total prepaid's $2,268. So you can see in this scenario, cash due at closing, $15,129. So that takes care of down payment, closing costs, and prepaids. Some areas, it used to be real common to have seller concessions at closing where they can help cover the closing costs and the prepaid items. They can go up to 3% of the sales price. So depending on the area that you buy in, your agent can also review that too to see if you get into multiple offer situations. Sometimes it's a little bit tougher to do that and get the seller concessions at closing, but still seeing it a little bit. So real estate agent will be able to review that more with you as well. But any questions, definitely let me know. Hope the video kind of helps explain some of the different fees involved and kind of what you're looking at here with the loan scenario. So thanks, have a good one.